Okay, I drink the water in every country I've been to. That means I've drank the water in 114 countries. And even though you're under the illusion that you're not drinking the water, I know you're always drinking the water. Why? Because most of you go to restaurants, and the minute that if you go in and inspect the restaurants inside, they're washing the dishes in normal water, not hot water, purified water. Only in the United States do we really have water that is probably safe from the tap. I kind of think in India, they have these collection points, and I think that's pretty safe. But according to the country, everybody has a different level of cleanliness. But I'm going to, a person wrote me and asked me how I was going to avoid plastic when I go to Africa. And right now you can see that most people buy plastic bottles, and truly this is more dangerous than the water, okay? The forever chemicals that are in these plastic bottles, especially if they're, a lot of times you can see these things sitting in the sun and they're very hot, and the plastic's basically melting and going into the water. The microplastics is poison, okay? And how am I going to avoid drinking the plastic water in Africa? And in Africa, one of the problems is say, in almost all the countries, whether it's Central America, South America, Southeast Asia, Africa, they sell little pint bottles or half liter bags of water, and these bags of water are worse than the plastic bottles, okay? And there's chemicals coming from this plastic. So what am I going to do? I'm going to drink the water straight from the tap. But even that's dangerous. Why? Especially if it's hot water, because hot water is going through the pipe, and it's a plastic tube. Okay, but then you have all sorts of metals, like heavy metals, like even copper or different things. And then when they put a joint together in plastic, they basically use a primer and a glue, which again, when this is heated up, it comes into your bloodstream. Okay, so but the one less problem is if I give up plastic bottles completely. Now, why did I buy these two plastic bottles today? I bought them to be weights, so I can lift weights in my room. I very seldom buy a bottle. And when somebody tries to give me a plastic bottle of water, I refuse it. They think that they're giving me purified water, and I look at it as they're trying to poison me. But we're getting poisoned all over the planet. And the poison thing, now why do you get sick when you travel? Okay, if you've only been drinking one set of bacteria and you have never really traveled, all you got to do is go from Ohio to Indiana, from New York City to Texas, and you're going to get sick. Why? Because the body has an overwhelming amount of new bacteria. In that instance, it might be better to drink the purified water from the bottle, because you're not really a traveler. But the ideal situation is if you drink a little bit of water all the time in every place you go, and by the time you're 65 years old, your body's completely inoculated against all these various bacteria. Like I said, I have drank the water in 114 countries. I know I have. But why do we get sick? It's when it's an overwhelming amount of bacteria, then the body does a reaction and maybe gets diarrhea and stuff. But the diarrhea is nothing compared to food poisoning. And food poisoning happens because you eat in expensive restaurants. Food poisoning is because they will not throw away food, and they'll use food from the day before and they'll serve it on the plate. Okay, now I've been studying probiotics and prebiotics, and I realized that if I really want to be healthy, what I really need is not the probiotics, I need the prebiotics. A prebiotic is fiber, okay? So some of you know that I started only eating raw vegetables maybe, I don't know, like 10 years ago. And I eat parsley. I just bought a cabbage today, and I don't clean it, okay? Why? Because it's been handled, and it's got the environmental bacteria of the local area, and I want all these bacteria to be part of my microbiome. Contrary to what you think, the body is extremely full of germs and trillions of germs, okay? And the only way to feed it is to have safe germs enter your body. Obviously, you don't want to go into a hospital and do anything. Okay, in a hospital is the mecca for all possible diseases. When I was going to get my knees replaced, they gave me this antibiotic cream that I was supposed to rub in my nose for 3 days prior to the surgery so that I would not get MRSA, this staph infection. The hospital is the most dangerous place you can be if you have a weak system. My mother was in the hospital, and they were acting like they were clean because they closed the door and they put on rubber gloves and they put on a mask before they entered the room. But the air was circulating, right? And it's just, people don't understand what they're doing, okay? But you need a room in a hospital where there is no recirculating of air. And that's not how they're going to do it because it costs too much money. Okay. But I drink the water in every country. And so when I go to Africa right now, I'm just going to drink the water straight from the tap. Now, there are some caveats. I normally don't drink the water from the tap if it smells. Like in Thailand, the water smells, okay, because it's really, the sewer line and the water line are too close, and the sewer is higher than the thing. They have this dry system sewer, and it's above the water line, and basically it seeps over into the broken plastic lines, and it intermixes. If the water smells, I don't drink it, okay? But I can always boil water. But on the other side is I need to boil it in a glass container. Like I've been carrying a bucket for almost 20 years that I cut off the bottom of, like, it looks like the bottom of a gas can, and I carry it. But that plastic is, I'm cleaning my body, and I'm trying to get rid of that problem. So I'm going more to a cold water shower, okay? Because the cold water shower has less forever chemicals. You'll see that I'm always wearing white shirts because I've got all cotton shirts, so I have no chemicals. You guys that are wearing this, the reason why you have prostate cancer, uterus cancer, colon cancer, in my opinion, is because you have all this plastic on your body, this nylon clothing. Okay, so I've got on nylon sweatpants right now. Maybe I can show you. But I got 100% cotton, I think the brand Indra or something like that, long underwear underneath it. So I'm completely touched with thing. Now this thing is gold and brass, and it doesn't transfer metals that eat. But chelation is the term you want to study if you want to know how to remove the chemicals in the metals. Hola, ¿cómo está? If you want to move the chemicals and things from your body, mostly you can eat cilantro, and there's maybe baking soda is helping, but you want to have chelation. Chelation is one chemical attracts another chemical, and they bind together, then you're excreted from your body. But I'm going to be drinking the water in every single country from now on, and I'm always going to be showing you that I'm drinking the water. Now, contrary to what you think, everybody has water. And I drank water right off the top of the Amazon River for almost 14 days because that's the only water we could drink. And often you have to take kind of muddy water and let it settle, okay? And you don't really, microbes are not the big problem. It's chemicals that are the problem. So they have these, like in Guatemala and all these countries, they got these plastic containers where they're serving up, they got a little filter on it, whatever. What are they doing? They're poisoning you, okay? They're poisoning you with microplastics. What you want is glass containers. So if you're going to get purified water, get it in a glass container. Maybe a stainless steel, but a glass container. So these plastic bottles that are sitting in the sun are leaking forever chemicals, and they're going to all get outlawed. And you're going to see that they're going to finally get very serious about this and say that cancer is being caused by forever chemicals. People think that they get, they're always thinking that they're getting skin cancer from the sun, and I don't believe they're getting skin cancer from the sun. I think they're getting skin cancer from they've proven it in different studies that this cream you put on your skin to stop the rays of the sun is more dangerous than the sun. Moderation, guys. The sun is a purifier. If you go out in the sun you get your vitamin D, and then you're healthy. Without vitamin D, we're not very healthy people. But I'm going to drink the water. But anybody that eats sugar, bread, spaghetti, cakes, puts sugar in their coffee, you're just volunteering to get cancer. An overwhelming amount of bacteria grows in your body because you have too much sugar. Hola, amigo. Okay, but the water faucets are not safe in the United States. A lot of them have even the really old neighborhoods, like in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we have West Central, and they have lead pipes. Okay, lead has been proven over and over to be bad. Now they're actually comparing lead piping is being compared to seeds. They've shown that the intellect or the IQ of children has gone down because they are eating so much canola, sunflower, vegetable oils, and they're cooking it, because about 80% of your foods has vegetable oil, and this is causing people to be weak in the head. It goes after the one part of the brain. But I share cleanliness, okay? And everybody wants to act like, okay, when you live in a hotel room, think about it. There's about 25 rooms in my hotel, and if they go through in all the rooms and they mop them, they take the mop from one room, they go to the next room, the next room, the next room, and they basically share it. And there's no way they are using purified water to mop the floor. So basically it goes from one faucet to the next faucet to the next faucet, and it basically just appears clean. It is not clean, and you don't want them to spray it down. I remember when Tiffany put that Clorox or whatever she did, she brought something from the United States, and I told her, I'm not laying down in anything with, no, it's one of them heavy-duty cleaners. I will not lay down on anything. When COVID was here, I wore rubber gloves or plastic gloves so that they wouldn't put the chemicals on my skin. I believe that there's going to be a massive amount of cancer in the nursing world because they're putting on this cream 24 hours a day. Anything that'll kill your skin, anything that'll kill a germ will kill your skin. Anything that'll kill a germ will kill the cells of your body. This is insanity. Super hot water is probably one of the 8 wonders of the world. Ideally, in a hotel, what they would do is have a power washer with extremely hot water. You'll see this if you go into a commercial kitchen inside the United States. They have hot water that they got this thing that they spray down the thing, and it basically kills everything with heat. Heat is the thing, but the better one is the sun. Sodus is the word for purification. I saw it in Kenya one time. They had all their dishes set out in the, they were drying them outside because they washed them outside. Then they had this special thing to dry it. Absolutely purified dishes. Raw vegetables, but raw vegetables, what we want is prebiotics more than probiotics. The probiotics is just basically touching people. Some of you guys are kissing your dog, and that's got to be one of the most disgusting things on the planet. And you don't understand. See, people don't understand the connection between what they do. They think because it's a dog and they love the dog, it's okay. Okay. Basically, kissing is sharing germs, right? But raw vegetables are probably one of the best ways to get your probiotics, and eat them raw, and you don't spend your whole time cleaning them in Clorox. I used to recommend putting them in chlorine water and whatever. Right now, like I got in the swimming pool in Indiana, and I realized I'm not going to sit in a hot tub, opening up my pores and pumping in chlorine to my body. Chlorinated water is bad, but we need prebiotics, which is fiber. So what I do every morning is I take a swallow of chia seeds and flax seeds, and before I eat, before I'm eating, I do this about 3 or 4 times a day. I take a little swallow of the prebiotic whole, not chopped up flaxseed, but whole. I want this something for the body to chew on. And this is growing. This is what feeds the probiotics. And they're not talking about it. The probiotics don't mean anything if you don't have the food to feed them. And the fiber is what feeds them. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I will be drinking the water in every single country. And if you look at my channel, if you go on the channel right now that you're looking at the bottom, there's one on travel tips. And I put up just mostly just shorts, videos less than a minute. And they're very informative, they're very knowledgeable, and there's something that you can grasp because of the shortness. Long-term videos, on a video longer than about 3 minutes, you should take notes. If you're not taking notes, you're just being entertained. If you want to be entertained, that's fine, but the goal of life is to accumulate knowledge, okay? And I often wonder why people, especially when they're university educated and they haven't learned to take notes and capture knowledge. Capture knowledge is what you want. But we have so many germs in our body that we need to do it. A lot of people take antibiotics without thinking. I haven't taken antibiotics for about 10 years. I think the doctor gave them to me one time. But antibiotics, I used to have amoxicillium, and I would buy it in Africa, and anytime I had a problem, I actually was destroying my body. Now that I haven't done it, my brain works a lot better. And I truly believe that the antibiotics and the alcohol, antibiotics, drugs, is causing dementia. I think heavy drinkers get dementia. Yeah, so the plastic that we're putting on our body, whether it's nylon clothing, people always want to talk about nylon clothing. That is the worst possible thing you can put on your body. Put only cotton, maybe hemp seed, there's different bamboo. You want things that are natural. If you can't eat it, you don't put it on your body. If you can't eat it, you don't put it on your body. I don't use any shampoo. I haven't used any shampoo since I cut off all my hair. And right now I do a coating. One day I'll do flaxseed on my skin. Another day I'll do avocado. And next day I'll do coconut oil. The next day I'll do olive oil. And I put it all over my body, and I let it transdermally eat the chemicals in my body. On my skin, on my face, I'm putting a mixture of minerals, vitamins, and cod liver oil on the wrinkles on my skin. And I feed it. I don't try to do it, but I do it. But how do I take this stuff off? I take a very hot shower when possible, and then I take 3 towels and I basically rub it off. And you'll find that you really don't need soap. Soap is a deodorant. Anybody that's using greasy kid stuff, mousse, soap, cosmetics on your skin, you're just volunteering to get colon cancer, uterus cancer, any of these things. What it does is it comes in through the skin and goes out through the bowels, right? So the colon or the prostate or the uterus, this is where it collects, and it's caught in there until it irritates enough, and then you're feeding it with sugar. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? So just follow along and wonder why I'm healthy. I'm 65 plus years old, and I'm a healthy person. Don't get me wrong. I'm like anyone else. The ravages of time have accumulated things, but I do believe that plastics are accumulating inside our veins and our aortas and stuff, and it creates a little inflammation, and then the cholesterol comes in there to cover that thing. So a lot of this plaque, in my opinion, is created by chemicals, forever chemicals. They're already starting to outlaw many of them, and you're seeing, if you put a Google alert up, forever chemicals, you'll see that almost everything. Tampons have forever chemicals in it. Rubbers, condoms have forever chemicals in it. Everything's got forever chemicals in it. And then you eat these corporation foods, which is not whole foods, and then it's got preservatives in it. I wish people could understand the causal relationship between what they do and what happens. Okay, you'll see that I'm always trying to be the best possible example of humanity. And that's the goal of a philosopher, to be the best possible example to the world. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've lived in 114 countries, and I've drank the water in 114 countries, whether I wanted to or not, because they wash the dishes in it. When you guys get sick because you travel, it's because you're basically been too clean in your house. The worst thing you can do is stop your children from playing outside. That will kill your children in the long run.